Okay, so here we are on Français 102. The class is going to start in 1 minute. Nobody's here yet, and that's fine. I am just going to wait until exactly. Bonjour, Ethan.
Should we
Bonjour.
be muted or not?
I didn't hear you. You were muted.
Oh, okay. Bonjour.
Ça va?
Sorry, I have atrocious hiccups right now.
Non, c'est bizarre ça. Bonjour, Caitlin.
Bonjour.
Comment ça va?
Je suis fatiguée.
You're fatigué. I saw that you liked a picture of Dr. Eustace's, and I was wondering if you're in that class, World Literature.
I'm not in that class, but I was actually getting out of Dr. Martin's class when that happened. So
okay.
Actually, I saw him working.
Yeah, good idea to work outside.
Yeah, I wish more of them would do it.
Oh, the students complain about it being too hot, but yeah, it's better outside to avoid the COVID at any rate. All right, we're going to get started. I seriously doubt that anybody else is going to show up, but I'm glad that you guys are here. And just some reminders. You already did this. I wrote little suggestions. The next version is I'm asking a whole lot more of you. So let's look at the next version of that in a second. There's a quiz that will be on this thing called the partitive that we keep going over. And the second draft of the essay is the fourth, and the first exam for the chapter, which for Ethan, it'll be super easy. Do you two know each other, Ethan, Caitlin, Ethan?
Yes.
We do? Okay.
I think so, because I think we've had a couple of classes together.
I'm sorry, I'm terrible with people's faces and names and whatnot.
I think, didn't you approach me at Second and Charles? You were looking for a job?
I used to work there. Yeah, I've been there a couple times.
Okay. I used to work there.
Used to, past tense.
Yeah, I quit around February.
A lot of people are like, do you guys have, a student just asked me about any job leads. It's the president of the French club. Her name is Sarah, and she got laid off like so many people and was looking to see if the English department was hiring. We just hired 2 people. And so that's not going to happen. You guys know of anywhere that's hiring?
They're hiring for COVID screening for the campus. That's it. I work for the Worth right now, and I had to research on that, but pretty much it's just the COVID screening that they opened up.
Oh, that's good though. I'll tell her about it. That's a good lead.
Yeah.
Incidentally, there is a French club meeting today at, I forgot what time, but I will let you know.
6:15, I think was what Sarah said.
Right, it's some unusual time. So I'll look at that right now. Okay, so I'm going to give you this little example. You'll see it's a lot longer, an essay that's sort of fleshed out. So it's probably the first time that you have an actual kind of essay, and my model of it is a lot more advanced than French 102, but let's see what you can follow. J'aime bien manger et j'aime la cuisine française, mais elle n'est pas ma cuisine préférée parce qu'elle est un peu fade. Plain. So fade means plain, sans saveur. Je l'aime, mais elle n'est pas la cuisine préférée chez moi. Qu'est-ce que j'aime chez les Français concernant la cuisine? J'adore les marchés en plein air parce qu'on y vend les fruits et les légumes frais. J'aime tous les fruits. J'adore les légumes, les poires, les pêches. So I just want to underline this again as we learn the partitive, that You can mute yourself, Mr. Hiccup.
Sorry.
It's okay. So when you like and hate things, it's always les. It's all the things. Donc, j'adore les tomates, les poires, les pêches, j'adore les fruits. Mais attention, la France est un peu comme les États-Unis. Les épiceries, les supermarchés, les marchés. Oh, I have two ne's. There's supposed to be one. Ne vendent pas seulement les produits locaux. Prenons l'exemple des mangues. Les mangues sont super bonnes en Afrique. Elles ne sont pas bonnes en Europe. Je pense que l'origine des fruits et des légumes est indiquée en France. So do you guys understand what I'm getting at here?
Mhm.
Okay, it's good. Je déteste certaines choses très particulières chez les Américains. Par exemple, je déteste la mayonnaise Kraft, je déteste la bologna, je déteste le pain blanc et mou. Mais chez les Français, je trouve pas que certaines choses ne me dérangent pas. So certain things don't bother me comme aux États-Unis. Peut-être la notion que la cuisine américaine est uniforme et que la cuisine américaine est universellement mauvaise. Cette mentalité en France me dérange quand je dîne avec certains Français. That's a hard sentence. Do you guys follow what I'm saying?
See that one?
It's peut-être la notion. See if you can translate that.
La notion, la cuisine américaine, American cuisine, the uniform. I've almost got it. I've got like every other word.
You got it. So
Yeah.
uniform is not a uniform.
Not uniform, right? I got that part. Cuisine, American cuisine.
What's mueve mean?
Mueve. Yeah,
Mauvaise.
that's the only one I'm tripping on.
Mauvaise.
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 Oh wait, mauvaise. Wait, word. I know that
Mauvais.
word.
C'est bon, c'est
Mauvaise.
mauvais. C'est bon, c'est mauvais.
Yeah, mauvais, just like
It's just it's just bad. It's the
yeah,
feminine
bad.
of bad. So I don't like the mentality that American food is universally bad.
That was the only word it just left my brain. I was like, something about American food I don't like.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yes.
But so what I'm really saying here is, it's a mentality in France that bothers me. When I eat with French people, they bring up like, "Oh, American food is so bad," and that it's all hamburgers and French fries, which isn't true. You know, so
No, it's
that's
not.
what I don't like about eating in France. So like
Yeah.
when we talk about la cuisine,
La cuisine.
it's it's bigger than like just ingredients or just foods. It's like the culture of la cuisine. So, en général, la cuisine et les aliments sont bons en France. J'admets que je trouve le fast-food français aussi mauvais que le fast-food américain. Donc, voilà la cuisine française que je n'aime pas. So, I don't like fast food because it's the same there as it is here.
It is.
Alors, j'aime les ingrédients frais locaux et certains plats et certaines traditions sont mes favoris. Par exemple, j'adore le Flammkuchen, connu sous le nom de tarte flambée en France. Remarquons que ce plat n'est pas vraiment français. Il est plutôt alsacien allemand. So do you guys get what I'm talking about there?
Ingredients of français. Wait. It's the ingredients, traditions. Wait, I know these words.
Think about it.
I'm thinking. Allemand. That's
Allemand
That's German.
Yeah, Allemmand's German.
It's German. Yeah, it's German. Free lucre. It's just like I'm picking up every little bit.
Okay.
I know.
Alors, j'aime les ingrédients frais et locaux. Fresh and local.
Fresh and local. That's the part. I was like, I love the ingredients that are fresh and local.
Exactly.
Aha. Yeah. Aha.
Did you mean to write almonds or German?
I meant to write German.
Okay.
German, yeah. So Allemand does look like almonds.
Yeah.
Certains plats et certaines traditions sont mes favoris. So that one's pretty clear, right?
Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Exactement, parce que c'est presque anglais. Alors, par exemple, j'adore le Flammkuchen, connu sous le nom de tarte flambée en France. So work on that.
Flammkuchen.
Connu sous le nom de tarte flambée en France. You can even Google it.
Yeah, it's one
See if
little
you-
word.
See
One
if you
little
can
word.
figure out what the Flammkuchen is.
It sounds so German.
It is German. That's kind of what I'm saying. It's super
It's German, isn't it? I'm like
It's
that word
German.
looks out of place. It oh, I've had that.
Mm-hmm.
I know what that is.
Yeah. So, j'adore la Flammkuchen, connu sous le nom de tarte flambée en France. So work on that second part of the sentence.
Consomme more than? Less than? So we're saying we like the Flammkuchen. Love.
Uh-huh. I love it. Mm-hmm.
So it's also known as the flaming pie or whatever.
Exactement, c'est ça.
Uh-huh, there we go.
Except flaming pie is so ugly and horrible that I can't say that that is a good translation. It's like one of those things, a flaming pie is not a tarte flambée. So
No.
word for word, okay, but like, nah,
Not the same
that does
thing.
not catch the spirit of the dish that I'm describing.
What is the tarte flambée?
Tarte flambée, yeah, you can Google it and check it out. You'll see
Look it
it's
up yourself, Ethan. Man.
yeah, exactly. Remarquons, ce plat n'est pas vraiment français. How about that part? Remarquons, ce plat n'est pas vraiment français. C'est bon? Ce plat n'est pas vraiment français. Remarquons. Remarquons just means like, let's look at this.
Let's look at this. Okay,
Yeah,
that's the
let
only
us
word.
remark.
Everything else is everything
Yeah.
else is pretty clear.
Okay, so il est plutôt alsacien allemand. Il est plutôt alsacien allemand. Plutôt alsacien allemand.
Oh, I know
Plutôt just means more or less.
More or less German. Yeah, German. It's German.
Or Alsatian. Alsatian is part of France that is German.
Mm-hmm.
J'adore la tradition de manger. So I'm just going back to like what I like about French food. J'adore la tradition de manger du fromage et des produits laitiers à la fin du repas.
Yeah.
C'est bon?
C'est bon. That
Donc,
one I got.
Pour résumer, je pense que j'aime comment les Français mangent plus que les plats typiquement français. Think about that for a sec while I fix something in Moodle. I got to get rid of that no.
Can confuse somebody.
Yeah. Well, actually, here's an interesting thing with this class. There's a French guy in the class. So he had taken it, I'm just going to get rid of it by going here. He had taken French online in the program that you just do completely online, and I never really talked to the students. And I think I'd warned you about it too, and I was like, you do not want to do that. And then when I saw that some students like you had taken 101, I was like, I can't make them take this other version of French. So that's why we're here.
Yeah, it's such a shame too, because there's I know Emma was having the same thing. She's so much of a gap between French 101 and here.
It's like things were so misrun in the French world. So, so basically, but unfortunately now we hired new French guys, so things are going to be a little better in the French world. But there's a student who you have that's French, and in the future I'm going to either do pre-recorded conversations with him to work on things, or maybe I'll get him. He couldn't meet at this time though, so it's probably going to be pre-recorded. Okay, so here's, oops, that's the original one, and let's go back to the second version. So did I move it so that you couldn't see what?
Let me see. Oh.
So this was the one we were
Yeah,
on.
that's the one we were, that.
Okay,
no,
you got that one. Yes, you nailed that. Donc, pour résumer, je pense que j'aime comment les Français mangent plus que les plats typiquement français. So what do you think that's all about? A resume means to resume.
Okay,
in the
to resume.
sense
That's what
of-
I thought.
yeah.
Je pense déjeuner.
Well, actually, to resume in English means to carry something on, like I'm going to resume. But in French, it means to tie it all up, to conclude.
So kind of in conclusion,
Yeah,
je pense
to sum it all up. A
To sum it
resume,
all up.
yeah.
One little word I'm tripping on.
Je pense que?
Yeah, it's giving me a little bit of trouble, but
Okay.
I know the rest of it makes perfect sense.
Here's
Like,
the
It's, I
classical.
think, right?
I think that, yes. So
Yeah.
remember, I think, therefore I am was originally uttered by Descartes. Je
You never
pense,
actually said that.
well, it's in Latin originally. Je pense donc je suis. But cogito ergo sum is the Latin cogito ergo sum, I think. So, je pense que j'aime comment les Français mangent. So that's okay, right? Je pense que j'aime comment les Français mangent. Plus que. So, plus que. Any idea on plus que?
Also that.
More
Also-
that.
Yeah,
More
or
that.
that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Plus que
Les plats typiquement français.
typical of French or français French. Yeah.
So what do
Yeah.
I like? What do I like? And what am I saying? I like something more than something else.
I like French food more than.
I don't like French food. I like
Don't wait. I'm
I like
mixing it up. I'm switching it.
how the French eat.
I like how the French eat more than the typical, or is it is that
It's
technique?
typical. It's typical.
Typical. Okay, I had it right the first time.
Typical French, and then you have to go back to this because remember the adjectives come after the noun.
adjectives,
So
I'm
what's
sorry.
that noun? What is the noun here? It's
Plate.
Yes, it is
Plate.
plate.
Typical
However,
French plate.
however, we don't say in English the typical French plate. We say something else.
Dish.
Exactly. Right. So I like how the French eat more than I like typically French dishes. So that's what I want you to do for the second draft, is to talk about cuisine that you like. And it doesn't have to be French. It could be Chinois, it could be Japonais, it could be Louisianaise. It doesn't matter. It's just to talk about the kind of food you like.
Chinois is Chinese.
So
Okay.
your second draft should look something like this, but you do not need to write about cuisine française. Any cuisine is fine. All right, so let's go on to doing some partitives together. And I did have that little dictée assignment that I'm fully expecting nobody did.
I did it.
You did? Oh, très bien, Ethan.
I just wanted to ask real quick if you wanted it turned in as a handwritten thing, or if you wanted it turned in like a picture of it, or if you wanted it turned in as like
a picture of it is great. And do I even have a place to turn it in? Hold on.
I don't know. I had started it last night, so
I can't remember if I put a place to turn it in or not. Okay, so I'm glad that you guys did it. And let's see.
I started on it last night.
Okay. Dictée. Yep, there it is. I did put a place. So, so here it is, and I will work through it with you. Okay, so it's page 114 on, so like if the other students who are taking the class, if they tune into the video that I'm gonna upload to YouTube, they'll basically know what to do. So let me think, where is this dictée? Oops, that's the answer.
It started on Allée du Fromage, I believe. Let me see. I had started it.
114. So, and actually,
Faire un d'omelette.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost sure that Ethan, you did this before with me.
Actually, I did. It looked very familiar.
I literally I took a picture of the book from last semester and uploaded it.
Oh, really? That's
but that was after I went through and wrote down everything you said already. So.
Well, okay. Then, since you have it, do you have the book in front of you, Ethan?
Yeah, right here.
Why don't you read out what you got, and then we'll see. Come on.
It's gonna take me a second to find it. Sorry.
Page 114.
Well, it's not the same in the book.
Oh, it's not?
No, because the online book is different than the actual book.
That's
dumb. For me, it's page 116.
Okay.
I know, very little difference. Aujourd'hui, nous
Mhm.
allons préparer une omelette au jambon et aux champignons.
Mhm.
Dans une omelette au jambon, il y a des œufs,
Des œufs, très bien.
du jambon,
Du jambon, mhm.
du fromage,
Du fromage, oui.
de la crème
De la crème, hein?
et d'huile.
Et d'huile. So, did you catch any of that, Caitlin?
Mm-hmm. I
Okay,
did. I actually
très
caught
bien.
most of that.
Okay, super.
Keep going.
Mhm.
Wait, did I miss one? No, no, I
Mm-mm.
didn't miss one. Okay, sorry.
You got it.
Casser les œufs et mélanger.
Oui,
J'adore les œufs.
oui. And Nathan, you're amazing me because you remember the FS is not pronounced in des
I
œufs.
told you, I already listened to you speak it like here
You
just like
got
half
it.
an hour ago.
I mean, somehow you, yeah, well, a lot of the time I can teach something 20 times and I'm like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, good
Okay.
job.
Découper le jambon et verser les morceaux et de jambon dans le bol.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question. Verser is to pour?
Oui.
Okay. Because that was giving me a lot of trouble trying to figure out what that meant. Ajouter le fromage et les champignons. Verser de la crème dans le bol.
Très bien. Mm-hmm.
Pas trop is like not too much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Verser une cuillère d'huile dans la poêle.
Poêle.
Poêle. What's poêle again?
Pan.
Oh,
Frying
plan.
pan. Or yeah, pan or
Okay.
soup pan.
Verser les morceaux de jambon dans le poêle. Right? Poêle? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
C'est prêt. C'est délicieux.
C'est prêt. C'est délicieux. Okay, so Caitlin, did you need any of them repeated or spelled out?
No, I actually had written them all by hand, and I just really wanted to ask you because I followed along with it last night. I just wanted to ask you what format you wanted it in.
Okay, yeah, taking a picture is fine. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure before because some teachers are picky and I didn't want to mess.
I'm picky about the PDFs, but like this is just like,
Yeah, homework.
Oh,
Yeah.
Madam White, I meant to
Yeah.
tell
Oh,
you
I
this.
know.
I've been meaning to tell you.
What?
Last semester, I was using my phone for most of the online stuff.
Uh-huh.
And so I have some of your recordings like mixed in with my music by accident. Whenever I'm listening to music, all of a sudden here's Madam White speaking French.
Oh, that's so funny. Please erase them so that I'm not like, so you can't use them as blackmail later. All right, so let's look at the logic behind the grammar here. So how do you translate the following sentence into English? Il y a des œufs, du jambon, des champignons, du fromage, de la crème de l'huile. So what would the translation in English be?
Yeah. This off is.
So Caitlin, what I was like complimenting Ethan on is that œuf, one œuf, you say
One
the
œuf.
F.
Yeah.
Two F's, two œuf, you don't, it's no F. So it's
No F. So
yeah.
ooh. Yeah.
Good.
Okay. I was wondering about that. I hadn't gotten that far yet.
If we take a moment and appreciate how French that sounds.
There's a- So you know when they're playing tennis and they talk about love,
Mhm.
Oh,
that means egg.
Yeah,
You
that's.
know
I was
why?
about to say that's egg.
really?
Mhm. That's egg.
That's egg.
Because it comes from the French?
Yeah, it's zero. Love,
Goose egg.
love one. Yeah. All right. So how do you translate that sentence?
Yeah.
There are eggs,
There are eggs.
There are eggs,
some ham,
some ham.
some mushrooms,
Yep.
So much
some cheese,
cheese.
some cream,
Cream.
and some oil.
That's what it says. You got it. And so notice that in English, we can say both are correct. There are eggs or there's some eggs.
Mhm.
There are eggs is more natural. So that's why the partitive is confusing and hard for English speakers because it's actually totally inconsistent in English. Why do we say there are eggs, some ham, some. Whereas in French, at least it's the rule is there for the partitive. So this is the partitive, meaning part of food. Okay, so when you translate the sentence above, did you include the articles before the nouns? So when you said some, is that an article? Some?
I don't believe so.
It isn't.
No, it is not.
Yeah, so we don't include the article in English. So nonetheless, the grammarians call these things in French the partitive articles. Okay, so the partitive article blank is used before a noun starting with a vowel or the ash muet or mute h. So what particle is used before a noun starting with a vowel?
De apostrophe.
De L
de.
apostrophe. Yes.
De L.
De L apostrophe.
Man, I thought I had it. I was so
You're
proud.
close. That's coming up. The de apostrophe is coming up. Okay, the partitive article blank is used before a masculine noun starting with a consonant.
Do.
Do.
Du.
Yeah. Do.
Another noise that's very French. Du.
You speak it almost through your nose.
Do you realize this is so much better in truth than in class? Because if we were in class, I would be going du, and you would be like, I can't see what your mouth is doing.
You could get like one of those masks like Dr. Martin has where you just have the
I use
face
that
thing.
math.
You
Yeah,
use that one?
I use that one, but I'm still behind a whole plexiglass thing. And it's just like layers of screens. And my students are like, what? It's terrible. Okay, the partitive blank is used before a feminine noun starting with a consonant.
De la.
De la.
De la. Exact. Could wear my glasses.
Okay, now this is really fun, and I love to talk about it. So countable versus non-countable. Countable refers to nouns that can be counted, surprisingly. She eats an apple every day. Elle mange une pomme chaque jour, right? So maybe she eats 2 apples. We can count those apples. Elle mange 2 pommes chaque jour.
Shock every?
Every.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Every. So
Every.
uncountable nouns. I know it doesn't look like every. Shock. It looks like. Yeah. Uncountable nouns refer to items that cannot be counted. She's eating bread. So it sounds ridiculous to say she eats a bread. She eats 2 breads. So in English or French, doesn't matter, bread is not countable. So elle mange du pain. Do you have some water? So again, we don't count the water. She drank 2 waters. I mean, you don't count water.
De l'eau.
I guess if you said, yeah, so de l'eau.
De l'eau. Oh, is it l'eau? L'eau. The people on Memrise have messed that up then.
How do they pronounce it?
They've been saying lao and lo. Now that could be because they're trying to do, I don't know what dialect they pick up on, but sometimes they show multiple dialects of French. They don't pick up a specific one.
True. So some nouns can be countable or uncountable, and their example is coffee. So you can have some coffee, you can have 2 coffees, you can have just coffee. You can just have coffee. So let's look at these, and do you guys need the context for the coffee? Why you'd have 2 coffees versus I'm just having coffee?
No, that makes sense. I understand why that would be a thing.
That's pretty. If you go to Starbucks, you might be having 3 coffees if you want to spend $12. Okay. So each of the following items, decide if they're countable or uncountable. So our eggs, are they countable or uncountable?
Eggs.
Countable.
Countable.
Totally countable. And think about how we buy them in English or French. How do you buy your eggs?
You buy them by the dozen.
Very countable. Jambon. Countable.
I mean, it can kind of be both. Like I have 2 hams.
It could be both, but in your life, have you bought 2 hams ever?
No, I've not.
Have you ever gone to the store and like, I would like 2 hams, please?
Have you eaten 2 hams? That's
Yeah,
typically
Have you not? Have you not eaten 2 hams?
I have not eaten 2 hams.
Not
ever.
usually. Not usually. No,
I
that's
like
a lot.
Like
Because Do you
I have
eat a
actually been
ham?
to Thanksgivings where there are two hams because
Yes,
I'm
it's
from
possible.
Nebraska
It's
and meat is
possible.
like a staple, and so you have to have multiple hams because they're going to be
Yes.
baked different. They're going to have
Yes.
different flavors.
But generally, if you're say the sentence
Hmm.
that explains that you're consuming that thing, say a sentence where you're eating it, and you're not going to say, "I ate two hams."
You ate some ham.
You ate some ham,
Mhm.
inevitably in English, unless you're a bulimic and you're like, I'm just going to eat two hams.
Sometimes.
Okay, then I'm going to throw it up. All right. Champignon.
Champignon. Champignon.
Countable or uncountable? You're going to go to the store and you're going to get them.
It's probably going to be uncountable.
It's
Yeah, I would say
uncountable.
uncountable.
I'm going to get some mushrooms.
Even though
Actually, no,
you could
that's,
count mushrooms.
yeah, it's a, I'm sorry, it is countable because you
I
don't
was
go
about
to
to say
the
you could
store.
count mushrooms.
Yeah.
You could count. I'm eating one mushroom versus
No,
you know.
I'm going to get mushrooms. That's the thing. We
Mhm.
won't use the article in English when it's,
True.
I'm going to get
That-
mushrooms, not, I'm going to get 3 mushrooms.
So if I said je fais champignon, that would be I do
Mhm.
mushrooms.
Well, in French, you always need the article. And in
Mhm.
this case, you need the partitive article.
Mhm.
So I'm going to do some, which would be what? I'm
Du.
going to do some mushrooms.
Du.
Some mushrooms.
Du.
Je
Du.
fais du
Du
champignon.
champignon, right. But, or des champignons, depending. Are you going to have multiple mushrooms? I don't know how to say that in French. It's a very American thing, mushrooms.
Mhm.
Okay. So cheese, fromage. I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to get
Some cheese.
Some cheese. We wouldn't have multiple cheeses unless they're different cheeses.
Yeah, you might, it's possible, it's countable and uncountable, but generally you go to the store and get cheese.
Mhm.
Even if you're getting cheddar and cream. You're going to say, I'm going to the store and getting cheese. Cream.
Cream, not countable. I don't think
countable.
so.
I'm
No.
going to have cream in my coffee. Oil.
Mhm. Also not countable.
Not countable, right.
I would-
It's possible that you'd like, I'm going to get 3 bottles of oil. And you could say I'm going to get 3 oils, but it's so unlikely. So it's
Yeah.
really uncountable. Okay, so look at the following sentence. Il y a des œufs, du jambon, des champignons, du fromage, de la crème et de l'huile. Countable or uncountable? Fill in the blanks. What does it ask? Oh, the partitive article du, de la is used with what kind? Countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
Uncountable nouns. Yeah.
Except I confused you by saying that the eggs are countable. Eggs are countable. So like that's a parable example, but yeah, you do go to the store and get eggs, right? You know, you can
Yes.
get a dozen eggs or you can get eggs.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is one of the reasons why the partitive is confusing because there are countable and uncountable nouns, but some things are only uncountable. So this is so weird in English. I'm going to go to the store and get fruit, uncountable. I'm going to go to the store and get vegetables. So why is it that you say I'm going to go to the store and get vegetables? You don't get vegetable. You get vegetables, but you do get fruit. One fruit. So
And then usually that's plural. It usually means there's plural fruits.
right. So fruit is uncountable, whereas vegetable is countable. So it is a little tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the last little part here, the definite article designates something in its totality or in its whole. So the bread is good. Le pain. So you're not going to say du pain est bon because it's bread generally is good. Le pain est bon. I love apples. So you're not saying I love some apples. You love all the apples. J'adore les pommes. J'adore. So that's a definite article. The le, la, les are definite. But the partitive is designating part of the whole. She's eating bread. Elle mange du pain. You're never going to say she ate a bread in French or English.
No.
Ça n'existe pas. She's eating apples. Elle mange des pommes. If we said, so just try to think about this. It's possible that she ate the apples where we would say elle mange les pommes. What would that mean? Elle mange les pommes versus elle mange des pommes.
One apple?
Les is plural, so it's not
Plural. So that's So that's multiple apples.
Yes, but it's a definite article.
Definite article of
So if
apples.
yeah, so I love apples. I eat, if I say the apples, les pommes, it means that there's some definite apples here sitting there. And she has eaten them, all of those apples. Elle mange les pommes. Or it means she ate all the apples in the world.
But it's pointing to a specific to specific apples, not just to general apples.
Apples.
Gotcha.
Well, right. Whereas this is like just she eats apples, not she eats all of those specific apples. She just eats apples. Okay, so let's figure out in this area here if the sentences, if they refer to something in the whole, in the part, or the, excuse me, if they refer to something as a whole or a part of the whole. Okay, so il y a des œufs.
Il y a des œufs.
There are some apples.
There are some eggs.
There are some eggs, right? So it's not all the eggs in the world. It would
No,
be,
there are some eggs.
right. So is it a part or a whole?
Is it part?
It is a part.
Part, yeah.
It's a part, which is why it's called the partitive. So il y a du jambon. Il y a du jambon. Part or the whole?
That's whole, I think.
No, that's
Maybe?
partitive.
That's
Partitive? You think it's partitive? Okay.
Because
It is.
It's the sum.
It's the sum of. Okay.
Some ham. So the je déteste lait, part or whole? So is it part of milk or all of milk? Je déteste le lait.
That's whole.
That's whole. I
That's
hate
whole.
milk.
Okay.
All the milk in the world I do not like. J'adore les œufs.
I like eggs.
So part or whole?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's whole.
Whole, right. Elle mange de la salade.
It's the salad.
Elle mange de la salade.
De la, some of.
Mhm.
That's
Some-
partitive.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
partitive.
partitive.
Yep, that is correct. She eats some salad. Okay, very good. So I've had students who like instantly understood this, and I've had students who are perfectly good at French who have never mastered it. So don't
Doing this,
worry.
it connects better than when I was looking over the chapter. I was looking over the chapter and reading the lessons. I'm like,
Yeah.
I get it, but I don't know if I get it.
Yeah. Let's do it's tricky and elusive, and even very advanced French speakers will make some mistakes, because think about this, how advanced you'd have to be in English to remember, I go to the store to buy fruit, but I don't go to the store to buy a vegetable.
Vegetable versus
You could be very
vegetables.
fluent and just forget this, that in English you buy vegetables, you don't buy vegetable. And so like, because my husband and I are language nerds, we like to say, I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to get yogurts. So yogurt is uncountable, but
Uncountable.
but we like to like switch it out to say, I'm going to get yogurts, just because we're silly that way.
It's funny.
Yeah, this is what happens when you marry a linguist. Okay, so let's do the partitive together here. So we're not going to go through all this. So listeners at home who are watching this video later, I would listen to every last example here, and I would read it carefully, and I would pay attention here. We're just going to do the exercise really quickly as like a little backup practice. Okay, so je voudrais blanc vin rouge. It's going to be, are you guys seeing this? Sometimes
I can see it okay, yeah. I can see it all right.
the screen share will sometimes disappear on me.
Yeah, I can see it all right. Oh, come
Aw, le petit chat. Comment s'appelle le chat? Oh, salut le petit. You have a ton of animals, right,
I
Caitlin?
do. This is
Aw.
Watson, but
That's
he is
Watson.
it's Watson. He's the new baby, and he's not a baby.
He's a
more
big
like-
boy. I was like, that's a
He's a
big
year old. He's very large, but I have probably about at home 15. So
lot of cats.
I've never admitted that.
Cats or animals generally?
Cats, 15 cats, 3 dogs, 1 horse, and chickens.
So that's a lot of, oh, the horse, that's so cool. Anyway, okay. So,
I'm getting distracted.
yes. If I put the thing in the field, you saw the answer. So, je voudrais blanc vin rouge.
Je voudrais
Du vin rouge?
Do.
Du
Yeah,
vin
do.
rouge. Voilà. Tammy dit, je vais prendre blank soup aux oignons. So you have to know what gender soup is.
Female?
It is
Female, I believe.
feminine. Yes, it is feminine. So what would that be?
De la soupe.
De la.
De la soup. Voilà. Tammy, est-ce qu'il reste blank omelette? And you don't need to know what gender this is.
Is that
Omelette?
So you could get
omelette?
une omelette. I don't like this exercise because it is totally possible to get une omelette, but they want you to use the
Du.
partitive, which is it's not going to be du and it's not going to be de la.
So it's de le. I'm trying to get that one exact. Yeah.
De l apostrophe. De la.
Oh God.
De l apostrophe.
Yeah.
Oops. Je vais acheter blank pain.
Do.
Exactement, du pain. Okay. Texte, je vais boire blank eau.
De L apostrophe.
Exactement, de L apostrophe. Okay, je vais faire blank crème brûlée. Do you know what a crème brûlée is?
Oh, it's
Yes.
simply delicious.
Yes. So what is the partitive you need for it?
I want to say de la.
You are correct.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So this is another one though. You could get a crème brûlée. You could get une crème brûlée. It's possible, but they want you to use the partitive, so we're going to use the partitive. Joba boit blank bière. Bière is feminine.
Bière is feminine. So it's de la again.
Oui, de la. Exactement. De la bière. Corey, texte, tu as blank pesticide?
Do.
Texte, tu fais blank sport aujourd'hui? So we're out of food and we're into, these are prepositions and an article, but it's still going to be a word that we've been studying a little. It's
Right.
not the partitive, it's
Is it DES? Day?
Do.
it's due. So in
Oh.
English, British English, and in French, did you know in British English you play sport? Do you like sport?
Do. Yeah, you play sport, not sports.
Right.
Ah,
So
okay.
in French, it's also singular. Okay, Tammy, tu fais blank aérobic aujourd'hui?
Wait.
So think about vowels.
Delay.
Yes. De L
Go ahead.
apostrophe. De
Apostrophe, yeah.
I. Betty prend blank thon le matin. Thon, est-ce que vous vous souvenez de thon? Le thon, c'est une poisson qui vit dans la mer.
Petit Bertin.
Du.
Do.
Fiona a blank chance. Oh, that means luck, to be lucky. Chance. Fiona a
De la. Fiona de la chance. Actually, that one is, yeah, actually.
You knew that one.
Yeah, I did know that one. We learned it in French 101. Sometimes
Very good.
if I don't catch them, I just have to I have to say them. Because sometimes it emerges.
It's in there,
from
yeah,
another
which
part
is
of my
why
brain.
French is, any language learning, it's usually not memorization. It's like an unconscious process that no one really understands how language is acquired and why certain people it sticks and other people it takes longer for it to stick. But obviously, unless you have some learning disability, everybody's capable of speaking a language. Okay, so we're going to do one last thing today, which is the dictogloss. And it is the second one in the book, which is here. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you guys, and you're going to fill in the blanks. So this is on page, in this version, page 120, and I'll put it right here. So former des groupes de 3 ou 4 personnes, so we're not going to form groups of 4, de 3, because we only have 2 of you. Écoutez le texte lu par votre professeur et complétez les phrases suivantes et donnez le plus de détails possible. So I'm going to read this to you and we're going to see how you do. And then I'm going to show you the answer. So I'm going to read it 3 times. In 1 second, I just have to pull it up on my phone. Okay. Tous les jours, je bois du café au lait. So that first long line there, it's je bois du café au lait.
Au petit déjeuner.
Which is, yes, au petit déjeuner. So café au lait is basically English. Au petit déjeuner, et je mange des céréales. Je mange des céréales. Je ne mange pas de pain. Je ne mange pas de pain. Je ne mange pas de pain. Okay, next line. Pour le petit déjeuner, oh pardon, pour le déjeuner, je prends souvent des légumes avec de la viande ou du poisson. So I'm going to read that whole sentence again. Pour le déjeuner, je prends souvent des légumes avec de la viande ou du poisson. Okay, now I'm at j'aime beaucoup la dinde ou le saumon. J'aime beaucoup la dinde ou le saumon. Je mange toujours du fromage et de la salade et en dessert, je prends du yaourt ou des fruits. So I'm going to read that whole thing again. Je mange toujours du fromage et de la salade et en dessert, je prends du yaourt ou des fruits. And last section. Pour le dîner, j'aime prendre de la soupe et du pain. Comme boisson, j'aime le vin blanc, mais je préfère le vin rouge. Je bois toujours de l'eau minérale. Pour le dîner, je prends de la soupe et du pain. Comme boisson, j'aime le vin blanc, mais je préfère le vin rouge. Je bois toujours de l'eau minérale. Okay, let me just point out something that there's a typo in Français Interactif. It should be je bois toujours. That would be Jours, but they wrote, it looks like Greek tujourus. Okay, so I'm just going to share with you the answers to this, and you can see how you did. And so, Ethan, I guess we probably did this last semester too, I'm guessing.
What? Oh, this one that we're doing right now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was already filled out in my book.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It looks familiar-ish to me.
I think it's been so long since you took French. I think I used to try to get through 5 chapters, and that you might have had.
We started chapter
That's it,
5,
yeah.
but we didn't finish it.
Let me just apologize again for the total wreck of a French program. It shouldn't be that hard for you to have gotten a French 101 and a French 102. But anyway, here we are.
Started on my first semester, and now it's my last
Say
semester.
la
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Well, it's also because I said don't take it online, and maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should be teaching online. I just think this is actually fine. Like 2 of you online is absolutely fine. Okay, so you can check your own answers on that for the les goûts alimentaires de votre prof.
That nice unintentional couplet, by the way.
Oh yeah, which one?
Oh, it is.
Where?
2 of you online. It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Indeed. I thought you caught one in French. I was like, I missed that. 2 of you online.
Oh,
No, not that
French
good.
plural. J'ai peur du café.
So those are all partitives.
Actually got more of them than I thought. Just from here.
And
I'm
since we
pleased.
have a little bit more time, let's do one more exercise.
Oh, that's
I was listening to a comedian from Canada here the other day.
Yeah.
He was talking about how here in America it's Captain Crunch, but up there in Canada it's Captain Crush.
Clush. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I have a lot of the Spanish names. Like if you go to Puerto Rico, they have Colgate and Ajax and all these like name brands that we have, but
Uh-huh.
they pronounce them in Spanish. So like I had these Puerto Rican friends that would call uh, Ajax a Hawks, which I thought was so cute. A Hawks.
Oh, I was experiencing this in America. I'm taking American Literature 1 right now, and
Yeah.
we were reading about Champlain.
Oh,
Champlain.
Champlain.
Yeah, and it was killing me because every time they would say it in class, they're saying Champlain.
Who said that? What?
Martin did. Martin
Oh
did.
my
You know he
God.
did.
Do you know what a Philistine is?
He kills me because he'll read French words, and I'm like, that is not how you say that.
Right, and you know a Champlain, right?
It's
But
just Champlain.
yeah, Champlain, because it sounds like a Louisiana name. There
Yeah,
probably are
there are people down here
Champlains and
named that. Yeah.
Champlain. Yeah, and they're
Mhm.
probably descended from that explorer because
Mhm.
the 16th century, 17th century explorers all came down to Louisiana in the 18th
Louisiana.
century. All right, so let's
He actually
just
founded
do
Quebec.
Champlain.
Yeah.
This is in Michael Martin's defense, as nasty as I am to say like, oh, what a Philistine. In his defense, there's a lake in New York, and in New York they call it Lake Champlain.
Champlain.
Yeah. So what can we do?
That's accent though. To me that's an accent. That's
Well,
indicative.
that's because you're Louisianan. Like
And
I
I have
tell you,
yeah.
you know some French by being Louisianan.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's do the food pyramid. So you guys say the letter A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. Et moi, je vais dire le nom de l'aliment. Donc, un œuf. C'est quelle lettre?
Sorry, what are we doing?
Can you see the food pyramid?
No.
No.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see-
So
I
this
see
is
the
one of those examples where you don't see
Yeah, I
what
see
I see.
exercise.
Yeah, sorry. Here's the food pyramid. Yeah, I haven't figured out in Zoom why when I do a screen share, some things get shared. I think it's because this is
You
a
have to
PDF.
change it out. Yeah, I noticed
Yeah.
that. That's messy.
Okay, so let's try that again. I'll read the food name. Actually, let's mix it up because Ethan probably has the answers. So Ethan, you name the food, and Caitlin will give the letter.
Okay. Just start at the top.
Well, go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, okay. All right. On oeuf.
Je remember to say it.
On oeuf.
C'est
Très bien.
Une table. Une table.
B, C, D.
Okay, the tart doesn't look like a
I.
tart.
No, it looks weird and I'm confusing it with the cake, but it is I. It's on number it is on I.
Exactement, voilà. Très bien. I.
De juste.
Is it E?
I.
De juste orange. E off F.
F.
F. It's just F.
F.
How do you say F in French?
F.
F.
Just F. Okay.
I need to review my alphabet.
De l'eau. De l'eau.
No.
This is the review.
Yeah. Dulot is there something up there on the top at the corner? Because I know what Dulot
In
is.
the middle. Look at the ice cream.
Oh, Dulot. G. Is it Evian? Evian water.
Evian. Evian.
Is it- I've had that before.
I don't have this one filled in. Une fraise.
Une
Fraise.
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 Une
Fraise.
fraise. Une fraise is shoot. I had it in my head. En fraise is
Say.
K. C'est.
No, no, no. It's
C'est.
pas say. No, I was when you're saying is, I'm like it's C apostrophe est, like say, not the
Yeah.
letter say.
Okay.
So say.
Oh, en fraise. Oh, that's right. That's right. Is it P? C'est. That's
Pay.
P.
Pay.
Don't say. So what I was trying to say, which is confusing, say pay.
C'est P. Yeah, strawberry. I know that word actually because that's used down here sometimes.
Hmm.
Des champignons.
Oh, you skipped one.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Du lait.
Oh, du lait. Yeah.
Du
Well,
lait.
everyone knows du lait.
Du lait. C'est café du lait.
But do we know the letter for du lait? And it's a weird one in this case because you might not recognize it as lait.
F.
Ce n'est pas F.
It's H. H is
Ash.
Ash.
Oh,
Say
ash.
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 Oh, yeah. Don't they do like bags of milk?
We do boxes,
I
bags.
have gotten that before.
That's so weird.
It is weird.
All right.
It's
now,
warm.
now des champignons. Je fais des champignons.
Champignon. Oh, I forgot. Where did it go? I just looked at it. Du champignon. Oh, M is
Oui.
me.
Mais Emma.
Memma.
Emma.
Du fromage.
Du fromage. Omelette du fromage. B.
Très bien.
There's a funny part in Phineas and Ferb where instead of going like say cheese and they take a picture, they say fromage.
C'est
Ah.
And their faces are all
I always-
messed up because they said fromage.
Yeah.
I always remember because in Dexter's I chose my age. And when Dexter's Laboratory was on television, he takes a French class and the only word he can remember is omelette du fromage.
Which
So
he's pronouncing wrong. It's omelette.
So he says omelette. So all the women think he's like cultured because he can say
because
something.
he can say
French.
omelette de fromage.
Omelette du
But, like it's doubly disturbing. Omelette.
Oh, it's so
But it's
funny.
All right. Du pain.
Dupin? Dupin. Is it A?
I worked for DuPont for a summer.
Oh yeah, Dupont or Dupin.
DuPont.
Dupin.
Okay, so Dupont is Dupont. Dupin is Dupin.
Dupin.
DuPont.
Bread.
Oui, c'est ça. And you know, there's a little town called Pankerville in Louisiana.
Bread. Is that called Bread
Yeah.
Town?
It's weirder than that. Like the history of this needs to be written. I've asked several students, like, what the heck? Because I've had students from Pankerville. Let me see if I can show you. It's so court means short. Pankerville.
Pancourt.
Shortbread.
Shortbread?
Oh, I love me some
Shortbread Town.
I love
Not
it.
shortbread.
No, because shortbread is called a sablé. In
Oh,
French.
that's a different word. You're
yeah.
right.
So,
So
it means
the-
maybe like short on the bread. They don't have enough bread. Short
oh,
on
they
the-
don't
That's
have it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's I think it must be close to Thibodeau because I get students from there.
Pancourt. Oh, that's an Assumption. Yeah, that's right there.
Pankerville. Isn't that
Assumption
wild?
is neighbors to Lafourche. Essentially, you could go
there's
down Highway 1
more-
and get there.
Yeah, there's a ton of French speakers in the Pier
Mhm.
Part, Pankerville area.
Yeah,
Okay,
Napoleon.
so
De la Dinde.
Napoleonville too.
Yeah. Okay.
De la Dinde.
De la Dinde. De la Dinde.
Dand.
Dand.
And
Dand.
De la
Dand.
Dinde.
Dand.
I'll give you a hint. It's way up top.
Oh.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Doesn't every country have a different name for the turkey?
Très bien.
I would not have guessed that one though. I didn't
Isn't
know
that
that
right?
one.
Okay, so here's how you're gonna understand. It's so interesting. So it really started as de apostrophe and from India. So why would a turkey be from India?
Hmm.
It's because all of this the Europeans mistook as India. They thought when they came to the West Indies that they were in India, and they named the turkey of India. Isn't that amazing?
That ties in so well with what I've been studying in American literature.
Yes,
That's so beautiful.
It's American. And turkeys are indigenous to America.
Right.
So why it's a turkey in English, I have no idea.
No, there's literally like there's like different countries call it from other. There's this whole thing about the name of the turkey. It's really
Mhm.
interesting.
That's
Um,
funny.
Okay. De carot.
De carrot.
Carotte.
Carrot. As is the in.
N.
Yeah,
In.
that's a hard one.
Mhm.
Du raisin.
De raison. Oh, it's R. No, not R. T. But T is T.
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 Un croissant.
Un croissant. Eh. That one looks like how it is said.
Des
Except,
cerises.
well, you haven't heard Michael Martin say it. He might say
Un
there are
croissants.
Americans that say croissants.
Croissants.
You made me drop my croissant.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
I say
you guys have been around French too much. I promise you that it's crescents and croissants.
Crescents.
Well, when I grew up, they were called crescent rolls.
It's a
Yes.
crescent roll, but that's not a crescent. See, to me, that's a different
It,
thing.
it is a
than
different thing, but there are Americans who just mush it all together.
Oh, I know.
Des cerises.
Des cerises.
Cerise.
Cerise.
Des cerises.
Cerise. That's S, right?
Oui, c'est
Des
S.
cerises
Un
is
poivron.
un poivron. I know that one, and I know un gâteau. Des
I know.
cerises.
Yeah, you got the cerise. S.
Cerise is a S. Is cherries. It sounds like un poivron. Poivron.
Poivron.
Poivron.
Poivron.
J'adore des poivrons
Moi
en ma
aussi.
omelette.
Ah, j'adore les poivrons dans une omelette.
Ah.
Un gâteau.
Un gâteau. That's I remember that one. That's K, but it's
Ka.
Ka. Reviewing alphabet and food all at once.
Exactement. I should make
My
you
mom
say
actually
the
got this
numbers
special
too.
cake display, and it said
I
Los
do.
Cake.
I remember
And
to
she thought it
count
was
up to
funny.
20. I actually have that.
Okay, well, let's see if Ethan has it. So what would after the gâteau, what number are we on?
De poire of the 17.
Yeah, how do you say it in French? 10.
17.
Très bien.
19. 18.
De poire. Oh, that one's easy.
Oh, de poire. That's R.
Oui.
Yeah.
R. R.
R. It really
R.
hack it.
But remember, in Louisiana, they're nicer with that R, and so it'd be
Yeah.
R. R.
R.
Mhm.
So when French people get a cold, do they sound exactly the same?
No, of course
Nice.
not.
Oh, and it's 18 de la glace. That's J.
G.
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 Mm,
Easy.
G. I remember that one because when we were reviewing a De La Glace, and it was the thing with the pineapple in the video.
Mhm.
It made me giggle.
Un pomme.
Pomme. Pomme. Q.
Q.
Q. Q. That one is so easy.
So careful, because Q
is a verb.
Well,
Yeah.
Q's your butt, your Q. But Q, and and so in Louisiana they've held on to that, but they pronounce it chew.
Chew.
Yeah, chew. So Q sounds like butt in French. Q is the letter. Q.
Q.
Mm-hmm.
De la salade.
De la salade. This. De la salade. Is that a J or an I? Oh, it's an L. Le
L.
L.
L. Okay, so
Reviewing.
let's call it a day. Good job. I'm gonna put it on YouTube. Nobody has any problem with them being on YouTube. You guys are gonna be.
They're
on YouTube.
good.
Okay.
I
actually
want
got-
royalties if you make any money.
Yeah, because everyone's going to tune into French 102 with Robin White. Okay, so let's go back really quick before we call it and see what's coming due. And so I did say we're going to do petit projet in this class. And my question to myself is, did you remember to tell the students to do it for food? What petit projet are we gonna do? I don't think I put it in there. Well, I'm gonna spring it on you next week then. But
We're doing a cooking video again.
I would like you to do a cooking video.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so just have that in your mind that at some point at the end of the chapter, you have a cooking video.
Cool.
Okay, so I will see you guys next week or not, and carry on. And there is a French meeting tonight, French Club at 6:15.
May
Is
try
it
to make it.
virtual?
What, Ethan?
Is it a virtual meeting?
Yes, there's
Okay.
no, like, for some, yeah, I think no student groups are allowed to meet in person.
Well,
Mm,
I went to the meeting because I'm president of Creative Writing Club, and they're like, you can do meetings, but you have to maintain the 6-foot distance and have no more than 50 people
Okay.
in a room.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
It's not like we would have that many people.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.